prayer, or profit, what drives us. Today we start a new liturgical year, contemplating on the just violence of Christ in the Jerusalem temple. This incident marked the cleansing of the temple and has been recorded in all four Gospels, which shows its huge significance. It occurs during the festival of Passover and unleavened bread. It is a profitable season for the temple treasury and potentially a threatened time for the Roman administration as far as the law and order of the holy city is concerned. The temple authorities deployed maximum temple servants to collect the offered arrives in the form of gold, coins, livestock, incense, and so on. In contrast, the Roman governance tightens the security and enhanced the surveillance from the Antonia fort. A few historical and biblical records describe how tensions were mounted at the Temple Mount. The Samaritans, Romans, and other anti-Jewish elements have plotted several defiling attempts, particularly during the festival time. Jesus was a regular visitor in the Jerusalem temple, spent his time in teaching, preaching, and often healing people. However, Apostle Matthew in chapter 21 verse 12 through 17 depicts a fatal moment in the life of Jesus which eventually led to arrest, trial, crucifixion. Jesus did not confiscate the money, burn or destroy the bookkeeping, but simply suspended the economic activity. It had no revolt nature either. Jesus did not cause any mob violence or plotted insurrection. The temple servants could not stop him then and there, but hitherto caused lofty vengeance on him. It is entirely a different Jesus we see altogether at the temple court, sabotaging the decorum maintained traditionally for centuries. How is this violent act considered as just violence? Is it just because Jesus did it? We need some historical and scriptural explanations to see the justice concerns that compelled Jesus to act violently. A highly profit-motivated temple administration encroached on the space allocated for the Gentiles to worship and converted them as an extended market to meet the demand, especially during the festival season. They started hiking the prices of sacrificial animals and inflating the exchange rates of the foreign currency. Historical records shows temples were considered the safest place for keeping money in antiquity. Other than offering, people started depositing money in the temple. Later it was overtaken by private banks due to the imperial expansion of trade. However, the Jerusalem temple remained without decline and transacted the deposits of both the poor and the rich. Half of the major income came through the temple tax paid by every single Jew worldwide. Another portion received as an offering from both Jews and non-Jews. A small portion of it has been dedicated to the well-being of the widows and orphans. Intertestamental passages even refer to the divine protection guaranteed for the temple treasury. Book of 2 Maccabees chapter 3 verse 15, for example. Several attempts have been made to seize the temple treasury even by the Roman force, but they failed miserably. It also instilled riots in the holy city. However, Jerusalem served as the royal bank of Judea until 70 CE. Apart from the divine security, ritual purity was another concern wisely marketed. Both the livestock sold and the money exchanged. Priestly codes did not permit the slaughter of the defected animals of any kind and never accepted the money minted with images. Purity was their mere external concern, but profit was the sole internal driving motive. The Second Temple administration has done everything possible to keep the premise holy. However, the profit motives overturned the purity concerns and gradually deviated from the spiritual purpose of the temple and converted it to an open market. Jesus responded violently to this injustice committed against the people at the margins, expanding their spiritual space to a marketplace. Our profit sometimes undermines the spiritual punch of the other. At all times we are concerned about profit. Therefore we sacrifice others through various means yet preserve ourselves. Our sole concern is profit. Whether it is childbearing or choosing a course for studies, friendship or marriage, we think in terms of profit. Tries to reset the paradigm here and demand not the sacrifice of livestock anymore. Instead, the sacrificial living of human being, not with profit dooms, but with prayerful deeds. Friends, what lesson this very act teaches? Are we dare to overturn the tables which deal only the profitable exchanges? Could you engender more space for the marginalized in our family, in our community, and create an ambience of silence for the needy to exchange their hearts with God? Would you mind to relocate your attention from profit motives to prayer motives? Are you ready to spend a few more hours with your family, community, maintaining healthy distance from the profit-oriented, loud market hours? Let us overturn our profit tables and instill an act of prayer culture which demands more profound and sincere dedication of ourselves in a world of materiality. May God strengthen us all. Amen.